Okay, this is my video response to the YouTube video entitled Why I Hate Black History Month. This response has come out of me listening to your video and disagreeing immensely with the points you made. To start with, you're starting with a completely misguided idea of what Black History Month even is. To adequately explain the differences between what you seem to think it is and what it actually is, I'm going to use the analogy of the 4th of July. I am guessing, like and most Americans, you celebrate the 4th of July. I doubt when you are celebrating it and you're lighting off your fireworks, I doubt that you're thinking of killing English people or cultivating an idea of hating English people. You're merely celebrating the 4th of July. Okay, that's what Black History Month is. It's not a national month of segregating races as you seem to think it is. It's not a month dedicated to hating white people. It's a month in recognition of black struggle for independence. It's the idea that there has been victories won that need to be recognized and celebrated. And to argue with this is ludicrous. Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, these are all, we already recognize these people as being incredibly important to the fabric of our country. There are many, many other people who are not as well known who deserve to be celebrated. This is a form of recognizing them. So, do I get offended when they have a Black History Month? Absolutely not. Do you get offended if you're English and they have the 4th of July? And if you were English, you would have more right to get offended because we're celebrating kicking the English's ass. That's what we're celebrating on the 4th of July. So you could understand the English getting upset, but they don't. Because it's a recognition we won the war, they lost. As white people, as a white person, I don't get offended that black people are celebrating Black History Month because they deserved what they got. They deserved to win. They deserved to have equal rights. So you don't have to feel like you lost anything because it was a well-deserved victory. They deserve equality. So you can't, that's just a ridiculous point to make that somehow this is a segregating event. Number two, the entire idea of there's a fundamental flaw in the reasoning to begin with because you're starting from the idea that racism is institutionalized in this country against white people. There is no such thing in this country as institutionalized racism against white people, which is why white people cannot play the race card. Ever, 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 ever. They don't get to use it. Ever. I don't get to use it. You don't get to use it. We're not allowed to use it. Because racism is not a problem until it's institutionalized. I've been assaulted, I've been beaten, I've been threatened because of the color of my skin. It doesn't matter. Yes, that sucks for me. But it doesn't make a difference. It falls into a whole separate category of racism because the difference is when I call the cops because of this happens to me, I get a fair break. When I go before the judge, I don't get ruled against differently because I'm white. I don't get a longer jail sentence because I'm white. That's institutionalized racism. There is no institutionalized racism against white people in this country. It only exists in the reverse. It is only ever minorities who get the unfair break from the system. And until the system is turned against you, you don't know what real racism is. Because racism only truly is effective when the powerful is picking on the powerless. It's the same thing in sexism. It doesn't matter if women hate men because there's not an institutionalized agenda that stops men from succeeding in this country. There was one to stop women. Women still struggle against more than men do. So the idea that a man has been a victim of sexism is almost ridiculous, because it's not everywhere he turns. It's not like there's a woman controlling everything everywhere. That's, it's the same thing. There's a white, for a white person, it's not like you go to court and it's all white, it's all black people on your jury. It's only a black judge. You only get a black lawyer. You only get people who can't, and even in that case, when that does happen, generally speaking, there's no racism. Generally speaking, minorities don't hate white people. It's not the same. So even then, you don't get that. So it's just a ludicrous argument to make, and you can't make it. It's not. There's no such thing as institutionalized racism against white people. Black History Month is not segregating white people and black people and other races. It just doesn't. It's a celebration of a struggle. You should celebrate it with them. You should be proud that the country is moving forward. We should always celebrate victories towards equality and towards social justice movements. Anything that moves us to becoming a more tolerant and more pleasant society to live in should always be celebrated. You don't have to be black to celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday. I celebrate it. I listen to his speeches. He's one of my heroes. I'm not black, but I still, you can still celebrate things that are outside of your race. I recommend that you do this. You celebrate other people's cultures and other people's pride in what they've accomplished as a culture. Again, like I said, it's not just a victory. Black History Month is not just a victory for African Americans. It's a victory for all people, because it was the end of something that should have never happened. We're recognizing moving forward. We're recognizing equality. These are things we should always be proud to recognize in this country and across the world. So that's my take. Follow my updates on YouTube. Leave me your comments. Let me know what you think. I'm sure I will get some whack nuts arguing this, but I don't really care. Anyway, thanks for listening.